I am Diana, and today we will embark on a journey to understand procrastination and how to overcome it to increase motivation. Procrastination, a common adversary of productivity, is something that we've all encountered at one point or another. It's that pesky little voice in our heads telling us to delay tasks that we could be doing right now. But fear not, today we will learn to silence this voice and replace it with one of determination and motivation. In this video, we will delve into the psychology behind procrastination, understand why we fall into its traps, and explore effective techniques to combat it. We'll also discuss how to increase and maintain motivation, an essential ingredient for success. So, whether you're tackling schoolwork, juggling tasks at work, or simply trying to manage your daily life more efficiently, this video is designed to help you conquer procrastination. Stick with me and we'll conquer procrastination together, increasing your motivation and productivity. First, we need to understand what procrastination is. This term is often thrown around, but what does it truly mean? Procrastination, at its core, is the act of delaying or postponing tasks or actions. It's when you know you should be doing something, but you end up doing something else that feels more enjoyable or less daunting. Now, why is procrastination such a common problem? Well, it's often fueled by factors like fear of failure, perfectionism, or simply feeling overwhelmed by the task at hand. These causes are quite common, aren't they? We all have experienced these feelings at one point or another. That's why it's no surprise that procrastination is so widespread. Think about the impact of procrastination on our lives. It's not just about late assignments or missed deadlines. Procrastination can lead to increased stress, a sense of guilt, and a loss of productivity. It can make us feel stuck, hindering our progress and keeping us from achieving our goals. And it's not just about work or school. Procrastination can seep into all aspects of our lives, from delaying a doctor's appointment to putting off a difficult conversation. It can affect our health, our relationships, and our overall well-being. But here's the silver lining. Understanding that procrastination is a common issue means you're not alone in this struggle. It's not an individual failing, but a human tendency. And like any other tendency, it can be understood and managed. So how do we manage it? Well, that's where understanding comes in. To tackle procrastination, we need to first recognize when we're doing it, understand why we're doing it, and then take steps to change our behavior. It's all about being mindful, being aware of our habits and our triggers, recognizing when we're starting to delay tasks and taking a moment to ask ourselves why. Are we afraid of failing? Are we feeling overwhelmed? Once we understand the root cause, we can start to address it. To overcome procrastination, we must first understand it. And now that we've taken that first step, we're already on our way to breaking free from the cycle of delay. Now that we understand what procrastination is, let's delve into the psychology behind it. The mind is a complex entity, and it plays a significant role in our tendency to procrastinate. One of the primary psychological factors contributing to procrastination is the fear of failure. It's a common human instinct to avoid situations where we might fail. Our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. So when we anticipate that a task might lead to failure or discomfort, we tend to put it off. But remember, failure is not the end. It's merely a stepping stone to learning and growth. Next up is perfectionism. It's great to strive for excellence, but when our desire for perfection turns into an obsession, it can lead to procrastination. Perfectionists often fear making mistakes, which can cause them to delay starting a task. They keep waiting for the perfect time, the perfect mood, or the perfect idea. But in reality, there is no such thing as a perfect moment. Life is messy and unpredictable, and the best time to start is often right now. Lastly, let's talk about lack of motivation. It's the fuel that drives us to act. Without it, we can find ourselves stuck in a rut of procrastination. Lack of motivation can stem from various sources like low self-confidence, lack of clear goals, or even a simple lack of interest in the task at hand. It's essential to dig deep and find what motivates us. Whether it's the desire to learn, to achieve, or to make a difference, tapping into our intrinsic motivation can be a powerful antidote to procrastination. All these factors, fear of failure, perfectionism, and lack of motivation, interplay in unique ways in each of us, shaping our relationship with procrastination. By understanding the psychology behind procrastination, we can better tackle it. It's not about eliminating these feelings entirely, but learning how to manage them effectively. And remember, the first step to overcoming procrastination is acknowledging it. So give yourself a pat on the back, you're already on the right track. We've understood the what and why of procrastination. Now let's talk about how to stop it. Firstly, let's introduce the Pomodoro technique. This technique was developed in the late 80s by a gentleman named Francesco Cirillo. It's named after the tomato-shaped timer he used to track his work as a university student. The idea is to work for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. Repeat this 4 times, and then take a longer break of about 15 to 30 minutes. This technique encourages intense focus for short periods, followed by rest to recharge. It's a simple yet highly effective way to tackle procrastination. Next, we have the strategy of setting clear goals. You see, one of the main reasons we procrastinate is because we're not sure what we're supposed to be doing. So set clear, achievable goals for yourself. Remember to make them SMART: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. For instance, instead of saying I want to read more, say I want to read 1 book per month. This gives you a clear target and a timeline, making it easier to get started. Another technique to fight procrastination is breaking tasks into manageable parts. Tasks can often seem overwhelming when you look at them as a whole, but by breaking them down into smaller, manageable tasks, they become less intimidating. So instead of thinking, I need to write a 20-page report, break it down. Start by saying, I need to write the introduction, followed by, I need to draft the first section, and so on. By doing this, you'll find the task becomes less daunting, and you'll be more inclined to start. Then, there's the power of positive reinforcement. Rewarding yourself for completing tasks can be a great motivator. It could be something as simple as a 5-minute break to scroll through social media, a favorite snack, or even a short walk. The idea is to associate completing tasks with something enjoyable, making you more likely to do them. Finally, let's talk about the 2-minute rule. If a task takes 2 minutes or less to complete, do it immediately. This technique, popularized by productivity expert David Allen, helps to clear the small tasks that often pile up and cause stress. By doing them immediately, you'll reduce your overall task load and feel more productive. Remember, overcoming procrastination is not about trying to be perfect or working non-stop. It's about understanding your patterns, breaking tasks down, and rewarding yourself for progress. It's about taking control of your time and not letting procrastination control you. These techniques are your weapons in the battle against procrastination. Scene script. Stopping procrastination is half the battle. The other half is increasing motivation. We've all been there. You have a task or goal in mind, but somehow you can't seem to muster the energy or enthusiasm to get started. But don't worry, you're not alone. The good news is, there are ways to boost your motivation and get back on track. Let's start with setting achievable goals. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when you're looking at a mountain of tasks or a long-term goal that seems impossible. The trick is to break it down into smaller, manageable parts. Think of it as a journey. You don't just teleport to the top of the mountain. You take 1 step at a time, gradually making your way up. Each step is a mini goal, and each one you achieve brings you closer to your ultimate objective. This way, you can see your progress in real time, which in turn boosts your motivation to keep going. Next, celebrate your small victories. It's easy to overlook the small wins when you're focused on the big picture. But every small win is a step in the right direction. So don't wait until you've reached the end to celebrate. Reward yourself after each small victory. It could be as simple as taking a short break, having a piece of your favorite chocolate, or spending a few minutes doing something you love. This creates a positive association with the task at hand and increases your motivation to continue. Now let's talk about finding your source of inspiration. What drives you? What makes you want to get up in the morning and seize the day? It could be a role model you admire, a personal passion, or a dream you want to achieve. Whatever it is, keep it in mind. When you're feeling low on motivation, remind yourself of your why. It's a powerful tool that can reignite your drive and push you forward. Lastly, maintain a positive mindset. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't go as planned. But remember, setbacks are part of the process. Instead of seeing them as roadblocks, view them as opportunities to learn and grow. Stay optimistic, believe in your abilities, and most importantly, believe in your potential to achieve whatever you set your mind to. Remember, motivation isn't a fixed trait. It ebbs and flows. There will be days when you're brimming with energy and enthusiasm, and there will be days when you're struggling to get started. That's okay. What's important is that you keep trying. Keep setting those achievable goals. Keep celebrating your small victories. Keep finding your source of inspiration, and keep maintaining a positive mindset. With increased motivation, you can accomplish anything you set your mind to. And remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So take that step today. You've got this. Once you've found your motivation, it's important to keep it going. Motivation is like a fire. It needs fuel, and it needs to be stoked to keep burning brightly. Here are some tips to maintain your motivation and keep that fire alive. Firstly, stay organized. Our minds are often as cluttered as our desks. When you remove the clutter and organize your tasks, you can see clearly what needs to be done. This clarity reduces stress and boosts motivation. Break down your tasks into manageable parts. Prioritize them. Not only does this make the tasks seem less daunting, but it also gives you a clear plan to follow, which can be a great motivator. Next, set a routine. Our brains love routine. It's comfortable, it's familiar, and it reduces the amount of decision-making we need to do. This conserves energy, which can be redirected towards maintaining motivation. But be careful. While routine is good, monotony is not. Keep things interesting by mixing up your routine from time to time. This can be as simple as changing your study location or time, or incorporating fun activities into your routine. Finally, avoid burnout. Burnout is the enemy of motivation. It's like pouring water on your fire. To avoid burnout, balance is key. Yes, you have goals to achieve, but it's also important to take care of yourself. This means taking breaks, getting enough sleep, eating healthy, and doing things you enjoy. When you take care of your body and mind, you are better equipped to sustain your motivation. In essence, maintaining motivation is about setting yourself up for success. It's about creating a conducive environment where your motivation can thrive. It's about taking care of yourself so that you can continue to pursue your goals with enthusiasm and vigor. Remember, maintaining motivation is just as important as finding it. Just like a fire, it's not enough to just light it. You have to keep adding fuel, you have to stoke it, and you have to protect it from being extinguished. So keep your fire burning and let it light your way to achieving your goals. We've covered a lot today. Let's quickly summarize. We began our journey by understanding what procrastination is. It's not just a habit, but a complex psychological challenge that many of us face. We learned that procrastination isn't about laziness, but about avoiding tasks that make us feel uncomfortable. We then delved into the psychology behind procrastination. Our brains are wired to seek immediate gratification, and this can often lead us to postpone tasks that do not offer an immediate reward. But by recognizing this, we can start to change our habits and attitudes. The third point we discussed was techniques to stop procrastination. We explored various strategies, such as breaking tasks into manageable parts, using the Pomodoro technique, and prioritizing our tasks. By implementing these techniques, we can make our tasks seem less daunting and more achievable. Our journey then took us to the realm of motivation. Motivation isn't something that just happens, it's something that we can cultivate and nurture. We can increase our motivation by setting clear and achievable goals, visualizing our success, and celebrating our achievements, no matter how small they may be. Finally, we shared tips for maintaining motivation. Consistency is key here. By keeping our goals in mind and reminding ourselves of why we want to achieve them, we can keep our motivation levels high. It's also important to maintain a positive mindset and to be kind to ourselves when things don't go as planned. I hope you found this information helpful. Remember, overcoming procrastination and increasing motivation is a journey, not a destination. It's about making small, consistent changes that lead to big results. And remember, you are not alone in this journey. We are all in this together, learning and growing. If you liked this video, please subscribe, share and like. Your support means the world to us and it helps us continue to create content like this. Thank you for watching and let's continue this journey together.